Could we microdose ecstasy honey? Cannabis? Meth honey?
Let me tell you.
Meth honey?
Meth honey?
Meth honey. We literally have a blog post on our website about honeybees and cannabis.
Wait, shut up. Do tell. Oh my God. Hi, friends. This is Wildly Unprepared, the show where I get to talk to the most incredible people I've never met and know absolutely nothing about. Like, literally nothing. It's all a complete mystery to me. I'm your unprepared host and new best friend, Tyler Mount. Each episode, myself and my other best friend, Ashley,
hi girls,
producer to the stars, aka me, gossip and kiki about life and talk to some of the most interesting people on the planet. I hope you're prepared, because I'm certainly not. Do you want to tell them the hellacious day that we had with this cute-ass baby in New York City, or should I start? Okay, so we pick up this living miracle, right? Mom is
might
working.
We say, sorry, my outfit that I bought her, which is purple and cute. So I'm like,
oh
it
my
was
gosh,
a good day.
So cute.
We're
so
off
cute.
to a really good start, but keep going.
So
sorry.
Dad is working today. Mom is working today. Tai and Ashy aren't working today because today is Tai Ashy Day.
Yeah.
And the only thing that can make Tai and Ashy Day a better national holiday is having Hallie involved. So Mom and Dad were like, hey, would you mind watching her from 10 to 12? The answer is like, yeah, of course. We were going to come kidnap her with or without your permission anyway.
No, literally.
And so, like, Mom and Dad have rules. But you know who doesn't have rules? Tai and Ash. We're going to spoil the ever-living shit out of this baby. So we, like, pick her up. And where do we go, Ashley?
Well, I was going to say the one rule that we have as her true parents is Hallie gets what Hallie wants. You know, that's
wants.
just the end of the game. So
Period.
First, we take her down to a bakery because, I mean, you might as well
She
start your day with a little cookie.
10 a.m.
Yeah, she's hungry. She needed a cookie. We got you got a muffin. I got a croissant. Like, what a beautiful little time
God.
for us.
We do need to pause and reflect on this muffin, okay? For people who don't know, not my choice, but I am gluten-free. Again, not my choice. Do not judge me. It is
but
not
his
a dietary
greatest downfall.
It is my greatest downfall. But my favorite food in the entire world is a blueberry muffin. Like, send them to me in droves. If you own a blueberry muffin company, like, we will let you sponsor this podcast, okay? I show up to this bakery and they have the best blueberry muffin I maybe have ever had in my life, much less gluten-free. And then baby Hallie is like, I want a cookie. And I said, it's 10 a.m. Bitch, you've been up for 4 hours. Of course you get a cookie. So we got her a cookie. And then we had one mission today because Ashley's insufferable and she loves her food Instagram. Okay. I didn't know this for the longest time. She has like a very successful food Instagram that she was hiding from me. And she claims she wasn't, like she told me about it.
Okay, no. Clock this for 1 second because he goes, you were hiding it from me. And the same breath goes, oh, champagne and tacos said the name of it as if, how did you know that then? Because it's not Ashley Eats. It's not Ashley Eats the World. How did you guess the exact name of it? If you didn't know about it.
I didn't put two and two together.
Okay,
I didn't put two and two together.
You knew about it. You knew about it. You
quiet.
just chose to ignore it. For years. He also used to send.
We're fighting in front of our parents.
He used to send images that were posted. So so for real.
Okay.
But go ahead. Big secret.
Well, tell everyone where we were going today for Ashley. We wanted one specific thing in Soho, which is a whopping 30-minute train ride from us. Tell everyone what we were going to go.
So it is US Open season. Everyone has a little US Open-y honeydew themed like drink, bakery item, ice cream. So Dominique Ansel Bakery had a honeydew melon soft serve in honor of the US Open only until September 7th. So I said, hey, Ty, we need to get it today because I'm not going to go on the weekend because it's going to be a madhouse. And I was in Connecticut all of August. So we had to go today. So I dragged everyone there. Mind you, it was supposed to be a 30-minute subway. Do you know what the subway wasn't built for? Parents. Because it took us an hour to get there because we had to find the elevators. I feel so bad for anyone who actually needs like accessibility on the subway because this city is not built for it. It's really not.
Which is insane to me.
Long. It is
when
insane.
I tell you we were like, oh, it's gonna be easy. I GPT'd it. I knew exactly what trains to transfer to because they all have elevators. I'm talking about these elevators are disgusting. They're not air conditioned. The platforms aren't air conditioned. You have to walk like 15 blocks out of the way to go to this one elevator that services half of one of the platforms and walk down to the other. And like, it was a hellacious hellscape. And if you haven't been to New York City and you haven't been here in the summer and you haven't been on the fucking subway when it's 130 degrees on a platform in the most expensive city in the world, then don't come. Let me tell you, okay, I'm getting worked up.
No, I love it.
I
though,
have to pay
because
so much money to live here, and I can't even get on public transit without
with a
dripping with sweat,
baby.
an elevator not working, and I'm about done.
But also, I have learned that the worst transfer in New York City, I am going to stand by this, is 14th Street, the 123 to the F, like the BDFM, like the orange. We were up, down, exit, back in. Like, what is that transfer? Because that's actually not the only time that's happened to me. And mind you, like, we were doing elevators, so it took even longer. But that is the most confusing transfer in the city. Like, yes, 42nd Street is large, but it's clear you're just going on a hike. Bryant Park, like large, whatever. Nope, that doesn't make sense. Whoever figured that out needs to learn how to draw a map. That was crazy.
Because in all honesty, we got.
Just take a
I don't
breath.
even want to explain it. I'm out of breath explaining it. You have to get off the one train, then take an elevator to walk on a mezzanine, to take another elevator, to walk in an underground tunnel, to take an elevator to a mezzanine, to walk 2 feet, to then exit the subway, to get on an elevator and pay again, to go downstairs to the downtown FM to go one stop.
Correct.
I am disinterested. I need a chauffeur. I'm not built for this.
But you know what? And again, this is why I'm like, I actually feel bad for anyone who truly needs like the accessibility entrances, because on the way back, we got back in 31 minutes because we said, we're not doing the elevator, we're carrying the stroller. And I've always wondered when I saw parents or like whoever carrying the strollers down the stairs, I'm like, just take the elevator. Like, it's got to be easier than this. Nope. You carry that. But like, what do you do if you're alone? Because I was having trouble lifting that. Like,
yeah, you could never do it alone. I couldn't do it alone.
Oh, and then of course, because we took an extra 30 minutes to get down there, we're like rushing back to make it to the podcast because we had to drop Hallie back off with her parents. So we run in, we're sweating, trying to get set up. It's a nightmare.
I think it's time to like change our mood.
Yeah, absolutely.
Stop sweating. Tee it up, Ashley. Who do we have today? The anticipation
Your guess is as good as mine. How about you give me some clues today? Just
okay,
kidding.
our
Just
guess.
Kidding. Okay, go. Who do you think it is, just based off vibes of like what you're feeling today?
Okay, so as always, I hope it's someone really hot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, a hot, hunky man.
And your type is like Big Bird, like you're really into like cartoon character-y, like dressed up, like kind of deal. So that's what we're saying is hot, just so everyone knows.
No. Like, think like Dylan Dameron. Is he the guest?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, in a Big Bird suit.
Okay, I love. Wait, so
okay, let's go.
Okay,
I did do 3 this time. Okay, so first, this person's employees are small, but together they create a workforce that quite literally hums with productivity.
Oh, yep. I already got you.
Who?
I know who we have today.
No, you
are
don't.
bringing me a beekeeper.
Are you joking?
Right?
Yes!
Yes!
No, I'm so mad. I wanted to say my other 2 clues.
Humming. Okay, I'll act like I don't know.
I was just trying. No, I mean, I was just trying to be elusive, and apparently I wasn't. It was really hard. Okay.
Let's hear your other 2 clues, and I'll act like I don't know.
Well, because it's hard to talk about like bees and honey, like, and not say it. But my second clue, they progressively got more to the point because I really thought you were going to be like, oh, who is it? Second clue was this job produces golden liquid wealth that civilizations have treasured for millennia.
It's a beekeeper.
Yeah. Okay. And then the third one, which is on the nose, is this company has the job role of queen bee, and I'm not talking Beyonce, which, by the way, happy Beyonce's 44th birthday, day after.
Oh my gosh, yes, we are still celebrating here.
Always. But yeah, you got it off the first one. So our guest today is Delaney Dameron, who is the CEO of Best Bees.
Okay, girl, bring her in. Delaney.
Hello.
I am so excited you're here. In true Wildly Unprepared fashion, I found out that you were our guest 36 seconds ago.
Perfect.
So I cannot wait to hear all things Delaney, all things honey, all things Queen Bee. And I don't know if you heard, but Ashley just reminded all of the viewers that yesterday was Queen Bee's birthday. Beyonce's 44th birthday was yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And 4 is my lucky number. 44, even luckier number.
Oh my
How did you
God.
celebrate?
Great question. Got a good night of sleep.
You deserve
Incredible.
it.
Incredible.
I'm like at my age, I like need to be in bed by 9, you know?
Same. I need all the slumber.
Well, welcome to the podcast. I'm
Thank you.
thrilled you're here, but I have to start with a confession. Okay?
Okay.
Some people are terrified of death or heights or roller coasters or sharks or spiders or snakes. And when I tell you, I am, for as long as I can remember, absolutely excruciatingly terrified of bees. Like, inconsolably terrified. This is as close to a bee as I'm going to get, right? So I guess let's just start from the beginning. How does one get started in beekeeping? Like, what about bees where you're like, I need to do this with my life? Tell us
Yeah.
the story of what brought Delaney to the land of bees.
An amazing combination of luck and a bit of interest in this category, but a lot of luck. I'm a businesswoman through and through. I have a business degree. Started working out of college at startups. I was in like materials manufacturing and the kind of shoe vertical and industry. Was agency side for a while, and then truly stumbled upon this funny little company based in Boston, which is where I was living. My artist husband had an artist friend that worked for the company and the brand team, heard there was a job opening and thought, I've developed all of these amazing hard skills and soft skills consulting, working at startups. Wouldn't it be fun to apply these skills to something that is so mission driven and also something that I really have no idea what it means to run a beekeeping business? Applied for the job and got the job and worked my way up pretty quickly. So I started as a marketing manager and I've been the CEO now for about 4 or 5 months.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Oh my gosh.
And in a couple years from marketing manager up to CEO. So yeah, picked it up quick. And now I know a lot about bees, but I know more about the business of bees, I would say.
The buzzness of bees.
The business, the B2B.
B2B business. You have a B2B business.
We love a
Wait,
pun.
That's it.
This is fantastic. You're giving me target energy. Does that make sense to you? The CEO now started as like, I'm not kidding, like analyst in over 25 years, and people ahead of him, I'm assuming, getting fired. He's now the CEO.
That's amazing. I didn't know that. I love that though. And I
The
think
more you
that
know.
the best professionals and executives at firms are generally people who have had a lot of roles at the company. They've been client facing, they've been operations facing, and they learn the business from the inside out. And those are people that are amazing at running the business.
I love this. Okay, wait. So are you touching and handling the bees? Or are you running the people who touch and handle the bees?
Yes, I'm mostly that, but I am learning to beekeep. So I'm on my second season of having my own hives. It's one of our employee
Ooh.
benefits. You get like health insurance and you get bees. So the company will set you up with like truly a giant box of about 10,000 bees with a queen bee. If you opt in, you can choose to, and all of the equipment you need. And then they'll teach you how to beekeep. So we have a full in-house training system for all of our beekeepers. So we can hire people with no beekeeping experience and train them from the ground up to be amazing research scientific beekeepers. And our own corporate staff can do that as well. So I'm on my second season of beekeeping. I, similar to you, was like, pretty afraid of bees. I didn't come into this. I wasn't like a bug girl. I was like a ballerina. I like most of the people here are like bug people. I wasn't a bug person. Was super, super nervous. But also so curious about bees in general, about bugs in general, about their role in nature and society and agriculture. And I tried to just let that curiosity be like my primary guide to help me get past my fear. And it worked. And now I have my own bees, which is really amazing and so rewarding.
I love that you threw yourself right into it. You're like, yep, I'll take the health insurance and a hive package. I'm going to now deal with 10,000 bees. Do you like get honey from the bees? Like,
Oh, yeah,
oh my
exactly.
God.
Yeah. So, all of our clients, our business model is that we install and manage hives on client properties across the US. It could be an individual like you guys who want to have a beehive in their backyard, up to a huge data center or a company that owns millions of square feet commercial real estate, and they're looking to support sustainability and biodiversity, and they might have 4 to 10 hives. All of our clients, regardless of how many hives and how much you pay, you get to get the honey actually extracted from your hive and bottled and jarred with like your name or brand on it. And so it's like the most local honey you could possibly have from your own bees.
The pretentious part of me desperately wants this
I was
now.
going to say, your ears perked
Uh,
right up when you heard you could have personalized honey.
I was
There's
like,
your name
no
on
greater
it.
Christmas gift than somebody who has a personal hive in their backyard and they get to like slide a jar over and be like, those are from my bee.
oh my God.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
because
pretty cool.
I'm struggling over here because uh, I don't want to say hate. I'm just terrified of them. I'm terrified of them. But then I also like truly understand like the biodiversity and the ecological impact and how we literally would all die if we eradicated every bee on earth. We would all die, right?
Yeah,
That's
that's
correct, right?
correct. Yeah, we'd run out of food.
That's my
Save the
point. And
bees,
we would,
people.
yeah, we wouldn't
Mhm.
die quickly and calmly. We would die through horrific starvation. So,
That's
like,
right.
I
No, thank you.
understand the need for them. How many times have you been stung? And like, walk me through that. Because wait, this morning I didn't know I was talking to you, and I saw the validity of it. I'm not sure, but I saw how in a blind clinical trial. This isn't medical advice, people listening, but like honeybee venom had 100% efficacy
Yes.
in eradicating breast cancer cells.
Wait, yeah, I
Yeah,
saw that.
bee venom is pretty magical. Again, not a doctor, but have read a good number of articles. There's some really incredible statistics and studies done on like beekeepers having longer lives because they've been stung so many times. It helping with arthritis, it being used for cancer studies. It's a lot of people believe it helps with their seasonal allergies.
Mhm.
There's like a wide spectrum of health benefits, both like studied and researched and theoretical. And bees generally, I would say, like to answer the beginning of your first question, is like bees are super scary. Um, Especially for people who like have a bee fear or like got stung as a child or just like have watched movies and film their entire lives and been told to be terrified of bugs and bees. Um, and I think like it's truly getting through like one safe experience with bees and putting on like the full bee suit. Like you have like the thickest gloves on, a big mesh, essentially like hood, boots, all of it. And then you do truly feel invincible. And then they're just like flying around, they'll like land on your face and you hear the buzzing and then you see that they're not trying to harm you and threaten you. And it really like changes how you feel. Like the first time I was with bees, though, my adrenaline was absolutely pumping. And every time I'm with my bees now, it gets like a little easier every time. And
Is
I have been stung, obviously. I've been stung, but
so the wildest part about the story is I've never been stung. And maybe that
oh,
is why
Oh
I'm
my
terrified.
God.
Because once I get stung once, maybe I'm just like, oh, that wasn't fun, but like it
yeah,
maybe not wasn't the end of the world. You've been stung, I imagine, dozens of times.
yeah, dozens of times. Yeah. It's kind
And
of
you're
like
like, that's not pleasant, but like,
yeah, it's not pleasant. For some people, it's not cute either. It can like make you a little bit swollen or like maybe a touch rashy. But it's really like it's really not that bad. It's like a pinprick. And
I had
it's
the
more
opposite. Oh, go ahead.
really?
Yeah, I got stung one time when I was 4 years old flying a kite in my backyard, and I will never forget it because it was the worst pain I've ever felt in my life. But I'm still not afraid of bees. I just don't want to get stung again. But like I was 4 years old. It felt like the worst thing in my finger.
I think the kids getting stung experience is always so much worse because it's for like a lot of children, their first experience of like a
Like
harsher
pain.
pain.
I actually remembered it hurting really bad, but
Yeah.
I'm not afraid
Yeah.
of them. I just don't want one to sting me again.
It's a weird pain. Like it feels a little like achier. I don't know. It's like a little bit of a weird pain, but it's fine. We have bees everywhere at our office, obviously. There was like a bee crawling across my keyboard while I was working this morning. Like you're working with bees. The
Not the
harvesting
environment for
department next to
Tyler.
my desk.
Not the environment for me.
Yeah.
But I
Wait,
imagine if you give them a hive, they're not going to like create a different hive like by the pool because they have their hive. They have their home.
They love their home and they have their queen there. So the colony has one queen bee.
oh
And
yeah, you gotta
all
stay
of
with
her
her.
workers are serving her, helping her. They're supporting each other,
That
and
feels-
they're not abandoning her. They're going to go out and forage, but they're always going to come back. So
I'd love
that's
to
their
be the
home.
queen
That's
bee.
their safe space.
I
Mhm.
feel the same way. I was like, that's the life for me.
I've got nothing but queen bee facts for you guys. It's so
Oh, I love.
interesting.
Oh,
It's
well, shoot. I have all the time in the world, baby girl. Let's hear.
Please.
What's your
So the
favorite
queen
queen
bee-
bee fact?
Well, the thing that I found most interesting that I did not know is that the queen is the primary layer of eggs in the beehive. So picture a beehive, 10,000 bees up to 50,000 bees. How she goes about that is that when she's born a virgin, she leaves the hive. She only leaves the hive once in her life. She leaves, goes, flies away, and then she mates with multiple drones. So those
Kind
are
of like
boy.
Ashley. Okay, she leaves
I don't
the
know
house
Ashley,
once,
but
mates with many people. Okay. It sounds more
Mates
like me,
with
but okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
many people. So then in her body, in her system, she actually has many genetic lines that are part her and part these genetic lines from all these other boys. Once the boys mate, they die. They don't get to go home with her.
As
She
they
goes home
should.
alone. She takes herself home and then she starts laying all of these eggs from all of these men that she mated with.
Oh, so
And
she's
that is how
pregnant with
the
multiple babies, daddies, children.
yes, all at once, thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and
Thousands?
thousands and thousands.
Oh, that poor
of bees.
woman.
And that is her what she's doing. She is walking around on those frames that you've seen in like the median photos. She's walking around and she's just laying an egg in every single little hole. And then that's all she's doing.
Does she have like a minimum amount of male bees she needs to until like when does she call it a day? Because she's only going out one time. So is she like, I
It's that one
gotta
time.
spread the seed.
So let's put this in layman terms. She logs on to Bee Grinder, okay?
Yeah.
One time. She lines up all of these dates,
Mhm.
okay? And then she goes out into Soho. Honey, let me tell you, bar after bar after bar after boy after boy after boy. She's a little naughty, but like
She's
like,
supposed to be though.
she's supposed to be.
Don't put her in a
Mission
box.
driven. She has
She's
a goal in mind.
mission-driven
Slay.
naughtiness. Okay.
Yeah.
She goes to multiple bars, hooks up with many boys. Okay. Then she's like, y'all, I'm tired. And all of you are awful. And also, by the way, you're all dead. And so
Yeah.
I'm going to take an Uber home and I'm going to go rot in my bed and lay, you literally mean up to sometimes 50,000 eggs.
Crazy. My thing is like we just watched our friend's 18-month-old for 2 hours and we were like, we can't have children.
Nope.
So I'm like, that was one baby. You want me to have 50,000 of those?
But aren't there actual protectors too, like guards of the hive?
There are. We can shoot your
Oh.
feedbacks. Yeah.
I'm like right
Yeah,
at
I'm
the
like, are
entrance.
you-
Okay.
They're right
I
at the
am.
entrance. They're
And
guarding
they
the hive.
communicate by dancing. I learned that on Reading Rainbow when I was like 4.
I was
y'all.
going to say, was that a Snapple cap fact? How did you know that?
So this poses more questions because okay, so there's only one queen in the hive.
Mhm.
How
At a
does
time.
correct? How does
Oh.
one become the queen? You know what I mean? Like one of those babies like self-selects genetically to be a queen?
They probably
Ugh.
have to sting Beyonce, I would assume.
Oh, yeah. They have to sting
Yeah.
Beyonce.
It's I hope the beekeepers don't come after me, but I have a pretty strong sense of how this works. So the
Okay,
hive will
let's hear.
determine that it needs a new queen. So maybe the old queen, she's kind of shriveling up. The eggs she's laying aren't good enough. There's
kinda mean.
issues. Yeah, people aren't getting along in the hive. So the worker bees are like, okay, we need some new queens in here. So essentially, what happens is eggs get laid and then they get royal jelly. So they get this like special feed, this like special substance that's called royal jelly that gets fed to these special eggs. And that means that it's queen bees that are going to get hatched rather than like your standard worker bee. and
Mhm.
then they come out and then they fight to the death, and the winner is the new queen.
Oh my God, a duel. Wait, like
Yeah.
really quick though?
And then they kill the
God.
queen that was there. So the old shriveled up queen gets got, and then the new queens, because they lay more than one. It's not just like
I
one
mean, is the
queen
old
hatches.
queen even like trying at that point? She just saw this one
Probably not.
queen beat everyone down. I'd be like, just take me out.
Yeah,
Take me
I
out.
think they're ready to go.
Yeah. Also,
Yeah,
low
and that's
key
how the hive like is staying alive for
forever.
a long period of time. Like the hive knows what the hive needs.
And then now that new queen bee goes out, lays more eggs. So it
That's
keeps
right.
building.
So that's a virgin queen, and she's going to go out, and she's going to go mate, and she's going to come back.
That's so
And hopefully she
crazy.
does a good job, and she like lays some good eggs.
I'm horrified. Like, I'm absolutely horrified. But I did come up with a new drag name, which is Virgin Queen. Virgin Queen, and I always wear black and yellow.
Yellow, striped.
Wow. I don't know what answer I was expecting. I wasn't expecting
wasn't that.
magic
I'm gonna be
jelly
honest.
duel to the death, kill the current queen. That
Yeah.
is some archaic, primitive shit.
No, it's the systems, the community functioning within a hive is that it's something to be studied. It is studied.
Mhm.
It's really, really incredible. The systems that they work within, how they communicate, and then on top of that, how they like are truly giving back to agriculture and food systems. And the more you learn about them, the more when you see one of those like fuzzy little cute bees that you're like, you're amazing. Like you are doing the work, like so much of the work, and yeah, you
They're
just look
kind
at
of
them really
sweet. I did
differently.
watch the Bee movie, and they're kind of sweet in the Bee movie.
Yeah,
I was
no, they
just
really are sweet.
thinking I gotta watch that. I don't think I ever saw it. Did they cover this in the Bee movie? I have no idea.
The bee movie, it's not factually or scientifically accurate.
You mean the
See-
bees don't talk in English?
Yeah, there's a lot wrong with that. That's not how like a hive really works. But we do love the bee movie because it does make people more comfortable with bees.
There you
Like
go. I was
about to say.
it turns people into bee advocates. It doesn't turn people into like knowledgeable bee experts. But like we're okay with that.
Just like sorry to go on a diatribe here, but like just like Finding Nemo made clownfish very popular, but then I heard like something like they're like actually quite dangerous and unsustainable and like awful. And oh wait, actually this happened after Disney's 101 Dalmatians. So many people went out and bought Dalmatians, but notoriously they're not the best house dog, right?
Yeah,
In terms
yeah,
of
they're
like
hard
their
dogs.
demeanor, right? Okay, so I'm going to be honest. Ashley wasn't kidding. I'm over here being like, I'm calling from Manhattan. Okay. I have a
Mhm.
cute 5 acres upstate.
Chic.
I am really obnoxious. So, like, when I travel, I like going to like a winery and then getting a crate of my favorite bottle of wine sent to the house. Now, keep in mind, shocker, it's actually cheaper to do that than going to your local wine store and spending $19 a bottle. So
Mhm.
I'm over here being like, I'm kind of interested. So, and that's not for show. Like, I'm the person who meets a new guest and is like, your hive will be on my property literally in a month. And our producer Kate is shaking her head because she's like, I know Tyler, and he's not kidding. Ashley knows this to be true. So let's role play, because Tyler, am actually quite interested, and like someone listening could be interested as well. Okay. So
Yeah.
I can come to you and say, I want this sustainable build your own beekeeper. I mean, in so many terms, kit. And I know nothing about bees, which is your specialty. So like walk me through how that is set up. If I wanted a beehive, I call you, and like what happens, and like what is actually like the investment, short term and long term, associated with that? Because I don't want to bottle honey, but I want bottles of honey.
Yeah. Well,
Tell
first
us.
we say we do the sticky work, and it's a white glove
Ooh.
service. So
You are a marketer. I love you for this. I love you. Okay.
this is people who want bees, but potentially don't want to be a beekeeper. They don't want to bottle and jar their own honey. They want it as an on-site amenity. They want it for their sustainability benefits. Tons of reasons to do it. All that you do, you call, we do a site assessment. It could be in person, could be virtual, just using Google Earth. We take a look at your property, determine your property is the right size, it's a good fit for bee. We talk about shade, we talk about sun, we talk about a water source, things like that. And then we say, is this site good for bees? Does this site make sense for the people on the site? So we don't want to slap a beehive in the middle of a sidewalk, obviously, even though the bees are safe and they're docile. That's not cool for the bees. That's not cool for people. So we want to make sure we pick somewhere that's a really good space. And then it's taken care of. You sign a contract, it's an annual contract. The bees come, they get installed at your property, and your beekeeper is going to come visit every 4 to 6 weeks. They're going to do everything that needs to happen in the hive to make sure that it's healthy, to make sure that it's safe. They're going to collect honey, they're going to bottle and jar it, and then it literally gets delivered to your doorstep by your beekeeper with your name on it.
Anywhere.
We're in 24 cities across the US. Yep. We service outside of Manhattan. It's like a 60-mile radius. And then upstate
We're good,
New York.
honey.
Yeah, we're good. We're all through Connecticut. We're down the East Coast. We're in 24 cities. So pretty wide footprint. We hire and employ local beekeepers from that region to make sure that the beekeepers are experts in managing bees that are living in that specific climate. And then, as I was saying before, we train them all ourselves. They're all using our methodology and protocol. And then we collect data from the hives to share with research institutions and practitioners who are studying bees so that we can improve pollinator health at large.
Now, this is all, I don't know if you can tell, but like, this is not a show. I mean, like, you're on a show, but like I'm saying, like, I'm not putting on a show right now. I'm like kind of coming around and like kind of low-key interested in this because also my neighbors who are fabulous lesbians, okay, and they're more like, let's grow things and let's have honey. I'm like, I could just pay to have them on their property, which is right across the street. Gorgeous farmland, okay?
Yeah.
But then it could be my brand of honey. They would love that. I would
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah.
And they're right across the street. My question
and those bees are going to pollinate their farm, their garden.
Oh,
the bees are
win-win.
actually pollinating, like win-win-win, especially like vineyards, folks that are growing a lot of produce, fruit, citruses. They're doing flower farms, flower fields.
Absolutely.
Like A+, those bees are only going to make that property thrive and support that property itself.
Now, as someone who like also works in sales, I'm sensitive to you maybe not wanting to answer this question because it gives away like the end of the pitch, but it's like, are you able to share like what that's costing someone?
Yeah.
Like, are we talking $4 or $4 million?
I love to pull the mystery out of it because it's not a service anyone's familiar with, and
Correct.
Nobody has any idea what it should cost. So a lot of people do the math from like, I buy 3 jars of honey a year. A jar of honey is $10. So does this cost $30 a year? Weird math.
I'm not that dense. Just to be clear, I'm not that dense. Okay.
We do see it.
I'm going to say more than $30. I'll give it my guess.
Yeah, it's more than $30. So for one hive for a year, it's going to be about $3,000. It's going to vary on where you live throughout the country, and we can set up different types of payments to make it more accessible to people. And then it's going to go up from there. You can add more honey. You can add education with your beekeeper and programming. Have your beekeeper come to your neighborhood or to your site, do education with your tenants, with your community. And you can do sustainability reporting. So you can actually give you hard data on your bees and the biodiversity of your property if you're looking for those sustainability points.
How many jars of honey we getting for $3,000?
I was just going to ask that.
Great question. Totally varies. It's up to your bees. So your bees are ultimately the maker of the honey.
I guess that's true.
And we don't play God. So we guarantee about 5 pounds for a residential hive, about 10 pounds for a corporate hive. And a picture a pound is like a large mason jar, big mason jar here.
That's enough.
That's a minimum. So it could be up. A hive could make 50 pounds of honey, like one hive. But maybe it doesn't make that, and we're going to guarantee your 5 pounds of honey. So it's totally going to vary. And that's going to be like, do the bees have a lot of forage? Do they have a lot of water? Are they happy, healthy bees? What's going on with these bees? And some bees are just going to make less honey, or they're going to eat their honey and actually use it as their own resource.
So like, what happens with the bees on the property? Are they doing this like duel to the death every time the queen's about to die? So they just like keep producing bees? We have thousands of bees roaming around. Like, what's the deal?
Yeah, so the bees essentially they're in their hive. A majority of the bees are going to be in the hive, and then they're going to be out foraging. When they're foraging, they're getting nectar, they're getting pollen, and they're getting water. Those are their kind of 3 big things they're going to go out and get, and then they're going to come back. And Tyler, you're talking about the dancing. So the waggle dance is how they're signaling where the water is and where the food is. So the bee will come back and they're going to do like a specific waggle, and then they're going to be like, sick, I'm going to go 3 houses down to the left. And that person has a bird bath that has like the best water right now. And the other bees know because that bee did that specific dance that they're going to actually know where to go to find water.
How many
It's
options are for the like dances? Because I'm like, shimmy to the right. Does that mean like go down the street, shimmy to the left, like take a turn?
It feels infinite.
Yeah.
It's
Bees
a
are
language.
smart.
Like they're speaking in their language, and the language is dance. They primarily speak in dance and then in pheromones. The queen's releasing pheromones within the hive, and then the worker bees are communicating via the swaddle dance regarding resource availability and forage and things like that. And they're flying anywhere from 3 miles to 5 miles. So if there's a lot of resources that they really love that are like right in that backyard, they're going to probably do that because that's convenient for them. But if there's better resources further away, a mile away, there's a big park or an arboretum or a botanical garden, I don't know, somewhere with beautiful forage and flowers, they might go there because then they're going to have a more diverse diet and they're going to get to like eat some of that flower that they really love.
This just opens a great opportunity for Ashley and I to create the waggle song, right? Because
Okay.
it's like on mute and I want to be like, waggle with me, waggle with me, waggle with me, waggle. You know what I mean? I'm thinking about the house upstate, okay? And we're right next to one of those massive fields that are pick your own wildflowers. I am
stunning.
the dream beekeeping candidate. But I have another question, which I guess has to be asked, okay? I sign the year contract, I get my honey, and what if it is the horror film I'm predicting, right? Bloodbath, carnage. I can't even go outside because these bees are attacking me
Because
like
there's 10,000 bees swarming around.
And I'm real sweet and I'm real cute. And so like this is an inevitability.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm not just going to burn down the hive. I'm going to call you and you're going to remove the hive and I just won't renew my contract. And you'll replace them somewhere else, right? Rehome them.
If that happened, yes. That's not going to happen, importantly. Most importantly, bees
like, please stick to the facts. That isn't what this is.
Okay.
Bees are docile, friendly girls, and we love them.
Come on.
If a bee, we call it bees getting spicy. If a beehive is getting spicy, which just means generally to like a person walking by a hive, or if the bees are in your backyard and we hear that they're acting spicy, what that generally means is that they're buzzing at a like higher frequency. Like when you hear the bee near you, you're going to be like, ooh, that bee is like kind of upset. Like you can hear it. They could kind of start like, they like wave in front of your face, like they're warning you that like they're not happy. It's not even really that they're starting to like mayhem sting, things like that. Like it really doesn't like get that far. It's kind of this misconception that people have. And that's why our beekeepers are on call for our clients. That's why it's a white glove service. So our beekeepers are at your hive. They might be doing a hive inspection and say, this hive is like a little bit sick. We need to give them a treatment, or maybe this queen isn't performing well. The hive's going to kind of start acting up, and they're going to proactively give the hive what they need. And a happy hive is going to be a docile hive. An unhappy hive will be a spicier hive. So that's why you hire a professional beekeeping service, is because it's going to give you good bees. It's going to give you happy bees that are good girls. And if your bees are a little spicy, you call up our client services team. They answer the phone. They're the best professionals in the country and the world for beekeeping services. They're going to send out your beekeeper. You're going to know your beekeeper's name. They're going to show up in their cute beekeeping suit, and then they're going to take care of your bees, and then they're going to be in tip-top shape. And then you get to keep your bees, overcome your bee fear, and keep your honey. And you don't even have to cancel your contract.
We love that.
You are compelling. You are compelling, Delaney. They should make you the CEO of this company. Because
somebody. You need to talk to somebody.
I'm looking at her, baby girl. I really feel like you've demystified a lot, especially for a very fearful human over here. Like quite literally my biggest fear. If you would have asked me 30 minutes ago before I knew who was coming on today's show, I would have answered honestly, my biggest fear is bees, right? But the whole white glove, bespoke, concierge approach to it is like quite appealing to someone like me, because like I don't want to go catch the bees and put them in a hive and have to learn about it and deal with it. And like spicy bees, like I'm disinterested. But I actually am. You've answered a lot, not a lot. You've answered all of my questions, but I want to keep going back to you're not a medical professional. I'm not a medical professional. But like, as you're talking, the more times that I'm even remembering, like, oh, this person had arthritis and she did like bee stings on her wrist, and I can't speak to the efficacy, but like allegedly that worked. Whenever I was living in upstate New York, I'd never dealt with allergies before, and my allergies were like making me miserable. So my very kind boyfriend at the time went and got local honey, and
Hmm.
he was like very homeopathic. Like, I'm going to drink
Yeah.
my salt water in the morning, and he was like, "This is going to cure you." But he obviously had to talk to the owner of the company to make sure it was
Hmm.
locally sourced honey, and
Right.
like, I don't know if it was what it was, but like, it certainly didn't not help. Does that make
Y-
sense?
It
Do
does.
you have like, I'm assuming you do, without giving medical advice or making medical claims? That's the disclaimer here. Okay.
Uh-huh.
It's
Hmm.
like,
Hmm.
what have you heard that other professionals have said about the potential efficacy of using like bee venom or honey for
Yes,
homeopathic?
totally. Yeah. It's got a huge following, professionally, unprofessionally, heavily, heavily believed in, not as an FDA medication for allergies, but as a homeopathic approach to supporting, essentially like creating better, what's it called? Like you're making yourself more immune to it, I
Right.
guess, because essentially what's happening is the bees, let's say you're allergic to ragweed, and let's also say hypothetically that bees pollinate ragweed, which I'm not 100% sure on. But you get this honey that bees pollinated a bunch of ragweed. There's essentially ragweed pollen in this honey that then you're having, and it's creating essentially that like small dosage theory, the same reason people get like, or how flu shots work, I believe. Not a
Yeah.
medical professional, everyone.
Yeah.
But it's doing that kind of micro dosing of different pollens from wildflowers and nature in that specific surrounding area. And then it's combining with all the beautiful, wonderful nutrients of honey that bees are actually creating within the hive. So it's this incredible nutrient dense resource that is truly local to that microenvironment that has elements of pollen from those specific flowers that you may have allergies to. And a lot
Well,
of people believe that really, really helps their
well,
allergies.
it is, well, look, the math and the science to a non-scientist makes sense, right? Because I now do get allergy shots, and it just seems like a natural, less precise allergy shot. Because every month when I go get my allergy shot, it's a vial full of medically microdosed ragweed and pollen, right? So that
Hmm.
my body experiences, the way the allergist explained it to me, is like 10 times the naturally occurring dose. So whenever ragweed season is coming, no big deal, because I get injected with 10 times the naturally occurring amount of ragweed. It makes
Yep.
sense here, right? Um, Now, a more fun question is like, I have no idea what actual plant species they pollinate and don't pollinate, right? And despite the fact you're like highly accomplished and knowledgeable, I doubt you can name every single plant that a
No.
bee pollinates. Now, my question is, in this fake scenario, if bees were responsible to like pollinate cannabis, could you microdose cannabis from cannabis bees? Or like, does ecstasy grow on a plant? Like, I've never done ecstasy. I don't even know what it is or how you make it. But it's like, could we microdose ecstasy honey, cannabis, meth honey,
Let me tell you,
Meth honey?
meth honey?
website about honeybees and cannabis.
Wait, shut
Stop.
up. Do tell,
Yeah.
do tell, do
It's a
tell.
frequently asked question, because once you use the term microdose when you're talking about pollen, you're like, wait, what about drugs though?
What about
So,
drugs? Like,
so like,
cocaine bees.
yeah, you're like, bees pollinate coffee, so coffee beans, question mark, like coffee honey, is that going to do something different? Generally, like 10,000 foot baseline answer is like, no, it's not going to like impact you. But yes, they do pollinate those things, and those things can be in the honey from them pollinating, things like that. Not meth. I don't think
Not
they
meth.
pollinate
Okay,
meth.
no.
To be clear, not
Listeners,
math.
To be clear, not
not
meth.
meth.
So what my company does is we do something called honey DNA. It's like genomic analysis. It's 23andMe, but what we do is take a tube of honey from your hive, we run genomic analysis on it, and we give you a beautiful pie chart that says this is all the things that your bees foraged on. and you're going to be able to see that they foraged on these types of flowers, this type of fruit, this type of tree. And you're going to be able to say, oh my God, my neighbor had that tree. Oh my God, I was planting those flowers. And you're going to be able to tell what those bees were actually eating. So we have done that on we do that across client sites across the United States. And we certainly have had honey DNA analysis come back. That does happen. And it does come back in the results. Another really interesting one, since you're a Manhattan boy, is we had a beehive in Manhattan. We do rooftops in Manhattan. We go up to 40 stories high. And we had some beehives on a rooftop in Manhattan with a pretty high percentage of agave plant. And the kind of restaurant was on the first floor.
Mexican restaurant.
I'm on the ground.
Yeah.
And those
leaving
bees,
empty glasses.
And the bees were
leaving.
sipping
And the
it
bees
up.
were like, yum, 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 sugar. We love sugar. We smell it. We're going to come down here. We're going to get a nice little cup of sugary agave water.
Oh my God. Those
And
were
bring
some
them back to
spicy
life.
bees. That was a spicy hive that night.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, what is it called? The wobble, the wabble?
The waggle.
The waggle was, I mean, come on. The waggle was off
happening.
the charts that night. They were so trashed waggling
They were
all night.
waggling. Oh, come on.
It poses a more important question, which is like, do bees get hungover? Maybe that's above all of our pay grades. But do you have any idea, Delaney?
Have you tested the bees the day
I'm already
after
worried
the
about all the
tequila?
beekeepers coming after me on this one. I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think so, though.
I
But
would
maybe.
imagine the answer is no.
Delaney's like, I can no longer answer these questions.
Yeah, I'm like, ask me a question about spreadsheets. But yeah, pretty.
Have you used Excel before?
I love Excel. Love Google Sheets.
I am learning and have learned so much about beekeeping. And like I said, I feel I don't want to say unfearful. I would be lying. Like, I'm going to be honest, Delaney, you haven't cured me, but you've brought me closer to a cure, right?
Yeah.
And I spend more money on my guests' products, right, than I do on the podcast. So, in all seriousness, there is a world in which, like, we might have a little beehive in upstate New York sooner rather than later. Where are you based personally? You don't have to give me your home address, but like, where are corporate offices?
I'll send you my social security after this.
Please.
But we are
Perfect.
headquarters is in Boston. This is where we were founded in South Boston. We were founded by two guys in 2010. They were best friends. They are best friends. Best friend founders. One of them was a bee scientist at Tufts. He is still a bee scientist, and the other one was a very like operations data focused guy. And it's very like Facebook. They started out of an apartment that they were sharing. Started putting hives in backyards at old brownstones in the South End. And then we functioned mostly out of Boston for quite a while, a couple of years before we started expanding nationally.
Genius. And like, not to be like too metaphysical. I don't think metaphysical is the right word, but I'll go with it. How has bees, hives, your career in beehiving, how has that changed you, changed your life, impacted you as a human?
I feel incredibly, incredibly lucky that I found this company at the time of my career when I did. And I do feel a little bit like all of the skills I had learned kind of applied to this specific role, and also what this company needed from like a hard skills perspective at that time. So it was so much luck, and then also me having the personality type that I have of kind of just like wanting to get in there and fix things and make things tick better and make things work. It's really changed my perspective on how a business can run, how a business can grow ethically and sustainably, and also what it means to do marketing and sales in a way that applies to such a unique style of business. I mean, we're literally installing insects on properties. So expectation setting and the sales process, like everything about running this company kind of breaks business standards. Like it breaks the business school. I learn all these things and come in here and it's like, well, they're bees. Like it's just different.
You can't
like
control them.
Yeah, the closest vertical to this is like landscaping. But the landscaping, like that plant is planted there. That plant's going to grow or it's going to die, but it's a completely different thing. We have living insects in vans, in trucks with these specialists. They are folks that are beekeepers that are trained to do this incredibly like advanced and technical skill, taking care of millions of insects. So it's just really, really changed my perspective on business, my approach to business. And it's also really changed my relationship, obviously, to bees, but just to nature as a whole and thinking about our food systems, thinking about my own personal impact, what I buy at the grocery store, what bugs were impacted, what bugs contributed, what bugs were impacted, what does that land look like, what farmers grew that. And it has just really changed my perspective and relationship to like nature and food systems in a lot of ways, kind of like tangibly, intangibly through working here.
That is a glorious answer to that, because I don't know how I would have answered it. And I kind of put you on the spot, but you know, I have had a great time with you today. I have, dare I say, a less fearful stance on bees. I have a profound respect for what they do. That doesn't mean I'm not scared of them, but I'm a man of my word. So I'm not looking you in the eye saying I'm going to have a hive on my property in the next 30 days, but I am as close as I have ever been. Okay. And that is thanks 100% to you. I know there are people listening right now, specifically my mom and Ashley's mom, because we have 2 followers. But, you know, my question is, if somebody listening wants to get involved, tell us exactly how we do it. Give me the website address. Tell us where to follow you on social, and let's make this thing a reality for you.
Love that. Go to bestbees.com. There's a fun little button, top right corner. Fill out a form. One of my team members will give you a call. We can assess your property, talk about pricing, see if it's a good fit. That's the easiest way to go about it. On socials, we're Best Bees or the Best Bees Company, just at tag. Please follow us. We also have an incredible newsletter. If the price point isn't what you can afford this year, it's not in the budget. Our newsletter is free. It is accessible. It gives a ton of information about bees and has a ton of like behind the scenes footage of our beekeepers tending to hives, fun photos from within the hives. It's a great place if you're bee curious and you're like, I need like to get through winter. I need to think about this. Sign up for the newsletter, follow us on Instagram. And I guarantee by the time spring comes, you're going to be sold on bees. Just getting to see our beekeepers' faces, our cutie little bees' faces. You'll get there.
Do the bees have names if they're featured in the newsletter?
Most queen bees are named. A lot of our clients do like name the queens. A lot of our beekeepers name their queens. My queen is Beatrix.
Oh my God.
It makes so much sense.
She's an icon. She's a perfect angel.
A legend.
Yeah. So yeah, and people develop really, really strong connections to their hives, which I guess is insinuated, but like also makes sense. And we do get a lot of people with bee fear, and they get their hive, and then they're obsessed with their bees, and they love their bees, and they name their queen, and they love their honey, and it's incredible.
Delaney's coming for me. She's looking you straight in the eyes, and she is like, "We're gonna make you a believer here, a bee believer." I didn't even try. I was born this way. Now, look, I can confirm I'm not bi curious, but I am now bee curious. I'm going to be honest. Delaney, thank you so much for joining us today on Wildly Unprepared. I never know who we're going to meet, and I'm really glad that it was you today.
Thank you. This was so much fun. I'll come back anytime. You guys.
Oh my God. I'm holding you to that. And when and if I get a beehive, I would love for you to come visit us for the weekend in upstate New York.
Yeah.
All on me. We'll take great care of you, and we can share some alcoholic beverages that utilize honey, because I bet they're out there.
Oh, they're out there.
A bee's knees cocktail, famously named.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, I must. Everyone.
That sounds great.
Delaney, thanks for joining us today on Wildly Unprepared. I wasn't prepared, but I'm glad that you were.
Thanks for having me, guys. See you later.
Thank you. Bye.
Oh my gosh, so fun. I love that.
Oh my God. First of all, I just want you to know that I'm your queen bee, because you know how she was talking about the royal jelly? Guess what I take as one of my vitamins? Royal jelly. So I'm your queen bee. So bow down.
Wait, I can't tell if you're fucking with me. You take a vitamin called
Royal jelly. Yeah.
But it's
and
not
that's what
real
she said.
royal jelly.
It's taken from bees.
And what is this supposed to do?
I don't know. My doctor just told me to take it, and I don't ask questions.
Girl, me neither. If
Have
a
you
doctor's
seen
telling me
my
to take something,
13 vitamins I take? I have no idea what they even are. I'm like, cyanide pills? I have no idea.
ugh, I
But
wish.
just in terms of this right here, only one of us takes royal jelly, babe. And it's
Oh,
me. And
only
it's me.
one of us takes
I was
royal
freaking
jelly.
out when she said that because I was like, wait, I'm literally the queen bee. And I always knew it. Get that smirk off your face. I always knew it.
But it's wild because you worship me. So I like
No, it is weird.
personality-wise.
I have to change immediately. But do you know who couldn't be a queen bee? I was thinking this the entire time she was talking
Wait,
about
who
them
couldn't be a queen bee?
Queen Elizabeth, because that woman took it to the grave. She was in power. They would have kicked her right out of there.
She was old and shriveled. They would have kicked her out 40 years before she was dead
Literally.
and gone.
She could never have been a queen bee.
Now, I can't really tell if Delaney believed me, but I hope you know that I'm not kidding because my wheels are turning over here, and there's nothing more pretentious and sexier than being like, oh, yeah.
Oh, I know.
Come to the wine cellar. I have my favorite Montepulciano, and while we're at it, do you want Mount Estate honey?
No,
Because I'm also like,
it'll be in the morning. You're gonna be like, do you want tea? We have like our local honey grown right here on the premises.
and I think my dear friends, lesbian neighbors, Nikki and Nicole, shout out because like
Yes,
maybe
love
they're
them.
2 additional listeners. They're like very hippy dippy. They like grow things. I think if I paid, they would like love to have that on top of, you know, their land, and I could get them further away from me, but still get the honey. Do you know what I mean?
No, I love.
I'm
let's go
still
like
kind of scared.
let's kind of test the theory. Let's go to Central Park. Let's find a bee and see your reaction before we do this.
No, we're gonna go bee watching, bee hunting.
We're bee hunting.
And what do
Like
we
you've never gone
possibly think?
bee hunting before?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, fuck yourself. What? We're gonna go to Central Park. We're gonna go find a bee, and then you're gonna observe me observe the bee. What data is that possibly gonna give us as to if I want
Not like you're
50,000
making it
bees?
I'm just gonna say, like, I thought you were, as I've said previously, I thought you were allergic to bees because of your reaction to them. So if we walked outside and stumble into a bee and you freak out again, I think maybe we should put the bees on hold.
Well, I can already. We don't need to go do that. I can already tell you I'm gonna freak out.
Why are you gonna freak out? We like them now. Get Bee Curious. Let's get you the newsletter. Low-key, I want the newsletter because the
Yeah,
whole time she was
I'm
talking,
already-
I was like, I wish there was a book written by a bee, like a queen bee. Like, I want her story. I want to read that story. And I think this newsletter is the closest I'm going to get.
Well, maybe there has been a book written, but in Waggle. You know what I mean? You have to be able to understand Waggle.
Does Duolingo have Waggle?
Oh my God, that's probably the funniest thing you've said all day. I'm on a streak on Duolingo. Waggle.
No,
I love
literally.
Waggle. It's
Last night I was doing my
completely silent,
French. Yeah, it's just body movements. I'm like, how many movements could you do as a bee? Bees are so tiny. Like, they don't even have arms. Like, I have
wings.
extra. Oh my. Okay. So one movement with your wings. Like,
but like maybe one flick on the right, 2 flick, 3 flicks, a circle.
How many flicks are you going to remember?
How many words do you remember? You
like
remember
7?
Hundreds of thousands of words. You only speak 7 words.
Yeah.
I bet you do know hundreds of thousands of words.
I'll give you like 100.
In what world?
But we're not talking
words?
Okay, I know. I was joking. But we're not talking about words. I'm talking like body movements. Like there's only so much you could do. Like we could do a lot because we have toes, we have fingers, we could blink our eyes. Like I can move my legs, my arms, but like a bee is just a body with wings. Like how much are they doing? They don't have arms, do they have legs?
Ash.
Oh yeah, they do because they land.
I'm
sorry. Well, I'm just honestly what I'm using as a memory for bees is how I used to draw them as a kid, which was just a circle with the stripes.
Anatomically accurate.
Yeah.
Now,
so I'm like, I don't know that I drew legs, but go ahead.
Okay, so yes, they have legs, iconically 6 because they're insects, right? And insects iconically have 6 legs. So
do they?
If you think of, are you okay? Did
Caterpillars
you pass
are
4th grade?
Caterpillars have more than 6 legs.
Caterpillars are not insects.
What are they?
I don't know, but they're not insects. They're centipods. I don't know.
Insects
anything notoriously are known for having 3 parts of their body. The thorax, you don't remember this? Not the
didn't learn
Lorax,
this.
that's Dr. Seuss.
I didn't go to bug school. I watched A
I
Bug's
didn't
Life.
either, but I have a 4th grade degree at least.
I don't.
That's
I'm
apparent.
still in kindergarten.
I mean, it sounds like it. 100 words. And I did just Google it, and it does say the average human knows anywhere from 20 to 30,000 words.
Okay, so not 100,000.
Well, someone smart like me, potentially.
Onomatopoeia.
That was an advance. God, we're obnoxious and have no friends. But, like, we're working on it. I'm about to make 50,000 bee friends. You look at me and go, I'm not.
My actual question, though, that I've been
let's
needing
hear.
to ask, what is ragweed? You guys were talking about ragweed. Like, you get
that
ragweed?
is your takeaway? That is your one question from our conversation with this beekeeper CEO.
No,
What is ragweed? Ragweed is a type of grass that a lot of people are allergic to.
Well, I don't touch grass, so how would I know?
I don't touch grass either. Have you met me? I'm not gallivanting around.
Oh, my God. I hate it. I hate nature.
Yeah, but we have a newfound love of nature.
No, I do, because I'm going to read my bee book / newsletter. Because bees can't write.
But they can waggle.
We should make up our own language, and it's just waggling.
That's not making up a new language because it already exists.
Okay, we're not going to learn bee language. We're going to make up our own.
Well, then why do we have to call it waggle?
Because it's fun to say.
I mean, you're not wrong. The moral of today's story, Ash, is that if I had to waggle with anyone, despite you annoying the ever-living shit out of me,
You're welcome.
I would waggle with you every single day.
That's the nicest thing you've ever said to me.
Well, I'm here to woo you. And that's all I got. I'm going to go think about bees. I love you. I hope you had a good time with me today. I
had the best time with Delaney, and you were just there.
I take back my waggle statement. I would rather waggle with someone else.
As if you could find someone to waggle with. Be for real. Anyway.
Be for real.
No, literally, be for real.
Okay. On that note, I love you, Ashley.
I love you.
Good night. I'll see you soon, okay?
Okay, I love you. I love you most.
Love you most.
Love you most. Love you most. I love you the most. I love you 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 the most.
Wildly Unprepared is hosted by me, Tyler Mount, and Ashley Andrew-Bag, executive produced by Kate McGarrigle in collaboration with Henry Street Creative. Please be sure to give us a 5-star rating on your preferred platform and tell your friends that you just found their newest obsession. We love you so much, and we couldn't do this show without you. Okay, I'm nervous, and I don't know how to finish this, so you should just shut this off now. Is anyone still with me? Just my mom? Okay, bye, Yvonne.